Hi students. So in this video we are going to talk about the poem Bharat, Our Land by Subramania Bharati. This poem is prescribed by CBSE in the book Kaver of class 9. Here the poet begins by talking about the mighty Himwant. He is not at all referring to Himalayas or talking about any name that was given in the modern context, but he is talking simply about the Himwant, creating a mighty impression about the grandeur of the mountains of Himalayas. Further, he goes on that there is no one equal on this earth anywhere, showing the importance of Himalayas. And then at the end of the first stanza, he is calling motherland as peerless, which means no one that can compare our own motherland. Further, he moves on to the next stanza where he is talking about the gallant warriors, the warriors who protect India just like the Himwant does, and the sages who have written the scriptures that was tampered, that was stolen, that was tried to abandon by the Britishers, also by the rulers like Mughals and other who came to India, trying to attack her, trying to take away the wings, as we all know that it was the golden bird, the Soni Kichariya. And here the poet is saying that it is also having the divinest music that can be heard by mankind, and all such auspicious things that are found in India are mesmerizing, and we should always be proud of whatever India is having. So he's basically trying to generate the emotion of deep patriotism that was much needed. Students, you should understand that the scenario over that time where this poem was written was extremely suffocating for the Indians, and the Indians were not trying to even share any emotional aspect about the motherland, their own motherland. So he's trying to generate the same feeling, the same emotion which is lost. And next he says that we have the Brahma knowledge. We are the ones who talk about the sages, talk about the saints, the ancient yogis, the Maharajs who tapped, who were trying to hold on all the parameters of the earth. And then he finally brings in Buddha, who is known for enlightenment, for knowledge, and says that Buddha preached the Dhamma here, which is now worldwide spread. Let's talk about Sri Lanka, talked about Myanmar, and many more countries which is following the Dhamma, the teachings, the principles of Buddhism. And lastly, in the second last line, we find poet saying that of hoary antiquity is Bharat. Hoary simply means that no one is next to Bharat. Hori is talking about the grayish or the white age, which means that it is experienced. India is an experienced. The Himalayas that shows the white color shows not just the ice but also the age-old tradition that is followed even now. And lastly, she's fearless, let's praise her. So the similar line after 7 lines of the first stanza is followed by the next 7 lines. So here we know that the poet is trying to talk about ode. This is simply an ode which is exaggerating the deep love of the poet about his own motherland. And talking about ode, it's a 14-line poem which is written to praise something. And here the poet is praising his own motherland. Next, talking about the poetic devices in this poem, the first and foremost thing is hyperbole. Hyperbole is a poetic device that talks about exaggeration of any particular thing, any particular idea, or any particular memento of anything that the poet wants to highlight. Here he's trying to talk about the mountain, the Himwan, that is nowhere else in the world, which is like not true, but trying to exaggerate the Himalayas which exist only in India. And it emphasizes the unmatched grandeur of the Himalayas, creating the idea is to create a strong emotion, the strong feeling of patriotism, and such things highlight the admiration of the poet. Next, coming up is the poetic device personification. Here the poet is talking about Ganga, who is generous, which means very kind-hearted. The poet is trying to give human attributes, human-like feelings, or human-like qualities to Ganga that is non-human. He's trying to say that Ganga is so generous, so pious, that she takes up all the dirt, she takes up all the other what humankind is trying to throw up inside her, whatever, no matter when the people are throwing away things that are sacred, that are related to the pujas, the worships, everything. So trying to basically say that she is very generous. And lastly, we have the poetic device imagery, where the poet is trying to highlight the through imagination of the readers, when he's talking about the huge mountain that is mighty Himwant, where he's talking about generous Ganga. So a deep emotion is built in the mind of the readers, creating a picture, an image of the same thing that the poet is wanting to depict. Talking about the poem in a nutshell is that the poet is trying to highlight, he's trying to create the importance of the motherland, he is trying to showcase how celebration and patriotism is deep rooted, is deep seated in every Indian. And the central idea of this poem is that the young mind, the young people of India should have the same affection, the same devotion, the same patriotism in their own hearts even today. He is trying to recreate the glorious past of India, the mighty Himwants, which is very important in our motherland to protect us, not just externally but also internally from any kind of obstructions. So with this, I would like to end today's video, and if you want to get more depth information, the line by line explanation related to any chapter of CBSE class 9th or 10th, then you may enroll to my courses. The details are given in the caption below. So thank you all, and stay blessed.